All right. Good afternoon, everybody. And thank you for joining what is, I believe, our last Road to Success of the year, the last hurrah. No, it's not. Okay, so we've got a couple more. And thank you for joining us so that we can have this conversation about Florida PTA's Leadership Convention and basically share with you everything that you need to know. For our committee, I believe I saw Katie Burris join in. Katie, if you want to say hi. And I believe also Diana Delgado is here as well today if you wanted to say hi.
Hi.
Thank you. And with that, we'll transition it over to our esteemed President, Carol Nelson Doder, for opening remarks.
Thank you, Lawrence. Thank you, everyone, for joining today. We are working our way towards Leadership Convention, slowly but surely, in order to ensure that you have a stellar event this summer in July 18th through 21st at the Omnia Champions Gate. I'm really glad to see so many people here because preparation helps. And you knowing what to anticipate at Leadership Convention will help you and your local units to be that much more prepared. The team has put together an excellent presentation to provide you with lots of information. So before that, though, I'd like to introduce you to the members of the executive committee who are here today, as well as board members and members of our staff. So I'm going to read off to you in the order that I see them on my screen so that I don't miss anyone. You've already met Lawrence Claremont, who is the Vice President of Leadership Development for Florida PTA. Next, Maxine Lewis, President-elect.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome.
Thank you. Jude Bruno, Treasurer.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome.
Karen Mazzola, Vice President for Educational Development.
Hello, can't wait for convention.
Melanie Williams, our Secretary. She was there a minute ago, so perhaps she'll come back to us. The members of our Board of Directors who are with us. Polly DeLucia, our Resource Development Chair.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Thank you. Want to miss anyone? Felita Tutt, our Education Chair. Tiffany Graham, President of Duval County Council.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Melanie Gamble, our Media and Marketing Chair.
Hello, everyone. Looking forward to convention.
Kay Hawkins, our Central Region Representative.
Hey, everyone.
Thank you. And the members of our staff who are with us. Jean Hovey, I was about to call you Executive Director, Jean. Office Manager.
Good afternoon.
Thank you. I see Melanie came back.
Yes, good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us.
Our stellar communications person, Susan.
Hey, everybody.
I see some other people have joined us. Hillsborough County Council President, Amy Marie. Heather Tisco, membership in our state office. Kimberly Adamski, our compliance director in the state office.
Hi, everyone.
And Jamie Parkhill is with us.
Oh, yes. Welcome, Jamie. Let me see. Is Jamie, where are you, Jamie? Are you on camera? I don't see Jamie, but Jamie, welcome. Please say hi to everyone.
I think, Jamie, you're on mute. She may not have, she's on her desktop. She may not have a microphone.
Okay. Okay.
But
Well,
she
oh,
said
there she
hi.
is. There. Hi, she's waving at us. Hey, Jamie, welcome. So that's the members of our Board of Directors, Executive Committee, and our office staff who are with us. All of us are available to any of you as your needs arise. And with that, I'll turn it back over to you, Lawrence.
All right, thank you, Carolyn. So we're just going to jump right into it. I'll be your pilot today. Tonight it will be Tony and Katie that will be leading the charge. Now, with Florida PTA, and as with all of our activities, we start with the PTA mission. And we keep this in our PTA value of collaboration, commitment, diversity, respect, accountability in mind as we gather to grow together at Leadership Convention. And to give it justice, I'm going to read it out loud. Every child, one voice. PTA's mission is to make every child's potential a reality by engaging and empowering families and communities to advocate for all children. Now, most of you are probably pretty excited to know what's happening at Leadership Convention. I'm going to assume that a number of you might be first timers, for our awesome event. And what's included in your convention registration? First, it's an annual event for all leaders and members to learn more about PTA. You receive current information and training, and it will help you to make you more effective in your leadership role as a local unit leader and volunteer for PTA. It will also help you to build a stronger leadership team and help you to be more impactful on behalf of your membership. Now, some of the things that you should expect, with your registration is current training, which is needed to be an effective leader. For those of you who may be transitioning into new roles on the board, maybe from treasurer to secretary or, secretary to vice president, there's a wealth of opportunity and training for your new role. Of course, there'll be a number of workshops and resources that are shared with you. On the website is our at a glance, as well as the workshops that will be available. And that's a live document, always constantly changing with more and more information. So please check that out to see what is your interest and register and sign up for it. There's also the opportunity for new board members to build relationships. I like to say that this is the largest family engagement and child advocacy event in the state of Florida. And so it's an opportunity for you to engage with local unit leaders as well as other thought leaders from around the state at our leadership convention. It's also a great opportunity for networking and collaboration. If we operate in silos, we kind of stay where we are, but when you reach out, collaborate and share ideas, we're much better and more impactful. You also get to meet other PTA leaders. And for those of you that are at the local unit, you get to meet your county as well as your region leaders. We've got a wealth of guest speakers, very inspiring, that we'll talk about a little later today in the presentation. But one of the main reasons that we're there is to conduct the business of the association as required by our bylaws. So there'll be general meetings, reports. You'll also see parliamentary procedure at work. You'll also get to meet for the PTA leadership team, discuss legislative policy, priority items, policy updates, as well as improved resolutions. And at this year's leadership convention, there'll be the election of the Florida PTA Executive Committee. You know what? The slide's not sliding, so let's get it going. All right, it changed that time, right? Okay, good. Now, with respect to leadership convention resources, if you go to our website, floridapta.org, and you go to the programs and then the events tab, you'll be able to access all the information for leadership convention. You'll have the registration link, the opportunity on how to become an exhibitor, the convention at a glance, information on the workshop and trainings, information on our keynotes and speakers, as well as the executive committee candidates, the resolutions and bylaws that will be discussed during the general meetings, as well as the special events and the activities that will be occurring. Now, although our event is held at the Omni Champion Gate Resort in Orlando, it is held also in the Osceola Convention Center, which is adjacent to the hotel. So it is a very short walk for you to get there. As you look at this map, when you look at Osceola A, B, and C, which is in the top right, that's where the exhibitors, our vendors, our sponsors, and the resource fair will be held. E and D is reserved for our general meetings. What's not on the map is where the award ceremonies, recognition ceremonies will be held, and that will be off to the right in the National Ballroom. We have the marketplace, which is our internet cafe, which is in green off to the bottom left. And then everything else is pretty much just where your workshops will be held. It is a very, I would say, all-inclusive space, one floor. So no stairs, no elevators, and you can get back and forth to everything that you need, workshops, meeting spaces and things like that very easily. All the way to the far left is the Grand Salon patio area. That is this place where if you just need to de-stress or, just get away from it all, that's a very beautiful location just to sit down, take a break, and then come back in again. Polly, if you're on the call, can you come on to talk about our exhibitors and sponsors?
Yes, we are very excited this year to have a number of major sponsors who are supporting this event. And our major sponsors are AIM, the insurance company that I'm sure many of you know and love, EdFed, which is a banking organization from South Florida and a longtime Florida PTA supporter. We also have new sponsor, Florida Education Association, which is a statewide union and advocacy group for our teachers. We also have Life Touch, who will be there once again doing pictures for us. We have Active Minds, which is a national PTA partner. They will be on site and holding workshops. We have Tree Ring, which is a yearbook company. They are a new sponsor. And to give you a little hint, if you are already a Tree Ring customer, I think they're going to have a special event for you. And we also have Clothesbin. They are another new sponsor with us this year. And as the other slide said, Lysol is not going to be able to come and be with us this year, but they are sending goodies for our convention bags. We are so excited about our other exhibitors. We have over 80 spaces in the exhibit hall. They're going to be full of people who want to see you, want to share their information with you. And we had so many people ask to put freebies and information in the convention bags that we had to stop that. So your convention bags are going to be full when you pick them up at registration with great information from organizations that want to support you and your PTA. Thank you, Lawrence.
All right. And can you share with them about the opportunities to win prizes to go home with?
Oh, okay, of course. All right, everybody knows the vendors. Most of them are going to collect your information at their booth. And a handy tip is to bring a sheet of pre-printed Avery address labels that have your name, your school, your email, your phone number. So you can just slap those right onto the cards they want you to fill out and enter their individual drawing. Now, Florida PTA does a large drawing that incorporates all of the vendors. And in order to enter that, you will have to visit a number of booths in the exhibit hall and get a stamp or a sticker from the different vendors. And then you turn that in at the back of the exhibit hall, and we will have 4 drawings during the weekend. And you will come and pick up your gifts from us there. Those winners will all be announced through Bizaboo. So you will need to be in your app all weekend, finding out if you've won one of those great prizes. But we are really looking forward to having a great time for you. Every PTA can be a winner.
All right. And the last winning prize opportunity, can you talk about the convention game app?
Yes. Okay. So this year, if you were with us last year, we had so much fun in our convention game, and it was cutthroat. And that is coming again this year in Bizaboo. We will have games. Generally, there's 1 game a day. There's usually a pre-convention game. There's usually some special games just for our treasurers so that they're getting the most of their knowledge. So when you start seeing that icon up in the Bizaboo app, go ahead and join into the game fun. And we will have prizes for you guys as well, so that you can celebrate all your knowledge and lord it over the rest of your PTA crew.
All right. Thank you, Polly. And before we move over to Melanie to talk about the resource fair, for those of you that are arriving late and for those of you that are here on the call, this is being recorded. So you do have the opportunity to view everything from the beginning, and it will be available on the Florida PTA website on the Road to Success tab. Melanie?
Thank you, Lawrence. Good afternoon, everyone. This is a great opportunity that we have. Florida PTA presents this resource fair to all our local units. And here at this fair, we have our nonprofit organizations that come in with programs and resources that we can use in our local school community. So we have selected resource vendors whose mission pretty much aligns with our PTA mission, you know, with the health, safety, education, and well-being of our children. Most of their programs are free of cost to families and communities and to your PTA. You know, we have that a 3-to-1 rule. If you do fundraisers, you have to offer a free resource, a free program. This is a great opportunity for you to capitalize on these vendors when they come in. And as it says, they'll have many valuable information in the different areas that leans into our advocacy. Anticipated vendors include NAMI Florida. You know, they're a strong mental health association. They really promote and encourage us to have good mental health and to stay focused. MAD is about drunk driving. It's the end of the school year. I mean, summertime, it is important for us to have that information leading up to that. Informed Families of Florida, we help parents to be aware of the dangers that affect our kids, be it drugs, alcohol, the media, and all of that. So it's some good information. Safe House, IMCM, has a lot to do with human trafficking. So as you can see, we'll have some really valuable information for you. And it's free. Be sure to visit our resource vendors and thank them for being there and support their programming. You support their programming, it helps Florida PTA on grand scale. Thank you.
And if I wanted to participate in the resource fair, what day and what time is it?
It is on Saturday and we go from 12 to 3 or to 2, I think, somewhere around there. But it's on Saturday. You come in the one day, the vendors will be in the one day, but make sure you visit on Saturday.
All right, thank you. All right, I don't think Alvin is on the call, so we'll do a quick run over on the workshops. And so pretty much there is something for everybody, from new board members to the seasoned elected officer with expanding responsibilities. Now, if you're attending with other members of your leadership team, consider attending different workshops and sharing the information. So basically divide and conquer. Use the agenda. It is your friend to decide who is going to go to which workshop. And also presenters will make resources available, and most will offer the contact information. In the convention app, which is Visibo, you'll be able to connect directly with the speakers as well as the exhibitors to basically engage, ask questions, and may possibly set up for them to come and do a presentation at your school. Diana, or is Danielle on the call? Okay, so I guess I'll take care of this one. So our Florida PTA Showcase offers a variety of resources that are basically close to home. At the showcase, you'll have the PTA Advocacy Wall highlights, which are basically on monumental events and explains examples of what we have done over the years, going, I believe, all the way back to the 1920s. You'll also have the opportunity to view the reflection submissions that came from Florida. We have laptops that are set up so that you'll be able to, view the performances, as well as there will be a wall where you can read and see the artwork, literature, and the artwork and the photography that the students have done. There'll also be information on national PTA programs, grants, and initiatives, and as well as the scholarship baskets. So I believe Jude or Crystal will talk about that a little later. Tickets are available for purchase, for drawings for each of the baskets. Also, you have the opportunity to meet with and hopefully become a member of each of our statewide PTA organizations, from Sunshine State to the SEPTA to Kaleidoscope PTA. With that, I believe there'll also be a table. We typically do like a community event, and you'll be able to get more information at the community event, and that will be shared out a little later. Now, we talked about the general meetings, the business of PTA, and one of the main reasons that we're there. And so we're basically here to conduct the business of the association. The general meetings will be held each day during leadership convention, some in the morning, some in the afternoon. So please check your calendar so that you're there and able to participate and attend. And also the general meetings include reports, from the board of directors, our keynote addresses, as well as special recognitions. And I'm not sure if we're going to have some performances as we did last year, but I guess we're still finalizing the plans for that. So we'll see what surprises Carolyn has in store for us at convention. As we mentioned before, there's also the election of the 2024 to 2026 executive committee members will take place, during this time. And more importantly, we're a child advocacy organization, so you get to hear about our legislative priority action items, policy updates, resolutions that are being brought forward for debate. And so we always say, sit with your county, network with other PTAs in your area. And again, it's a great opportunity to have discussions as we discuss the business of PTA. Now, resolutions. And Karen, if you're on the call, do you want to come on real quick and talk about the resolutions process and understand why it's important and why it's discussed at a leadership convention? All right, so she must be busy. Okay, so resolutions are pretty much what drives everything that we do. And I'm not sure if you remember Schoolhouse Rock from back in the day where they talked about how a bill becomes a law. For us, resolutions pretty much is what dictates what our policies and our agendas and our priorities are going to be. So someone has an idea about an issue or a challenge, they present it as a resolution. That resolution that is done, a lot of research is done on it, whereas clauses and everything else to bring it forth to the general body. The general body then has the opportunity to vet, and during convention, also the opportunity to debate. If we want to make changes, we can vote to make changes with amendments and different things, and we'll learn about that, during convention. But at the end of the day, once it's all said and done and the resolution passes, it allows us to have a voice and being able to discuss and also advocate for policies and guidelines and a variety of different things that come along with the advocacy part. A good example would be as the child maternal health was an issue. That resolution was brought forward. It was passed by the general body, and we were able to speak on it the following year during the legislative session. So resolutions are important, and they are basically the foundation for what drives the advocacy that we do. Now, we've got some wonderful keynote speakers for you. All of these folks you'll be able to see during general session. I would say check your at a glance on the website to see at which general session they will be speaking. But we've got, and I hope to pronounce this person's last, Adriana Swearingen, who's a 2024 Florida PTA Teacher of the Year. Devin Coleman, who is an author, speaker, consultant with Devin Coleman and Associates. Of course, everyone should know Annie King, our past national PTA president, and Maya Monet, who is a resource manager, owner, singer, and LGBTQ Center of Orlando advocate. And it seems like she's also a photographer as well. And I will say that this was my first time of hearing about her, but when I looked up and did the research on her, I was very impressed with the work that she's doing. So I am looking very forward to what she has to share with us and the insights that she'll bring to our general body. So the slides are clicking on my end, but not on everyone else's. Okay, we're back on track. All right, regions and county caucuses. So as a local unit leader and a local unit member coming into leadership convention, there's the opportunity to meet with everybody in your region. And again, this is an opportunity to share information, network, and just get to know each other. But during the region and county caucuses, you basically meet with the region and council leaders. You're going to celebrate membership recognition and other awards, that the region and council leaders decide to give out. But it's an opportunity just basically to take a break and have some fun in a more casual setting with the folks that represent your region and the folks that are located in your counties. Now, there's a competition that is occurring, and it's to help drive registration for leadership convention. And pretty much the top counties who increase registration compared to 2023 will win a medal. And so last year, the bronze medals went to Escambia and Martin for increasing their leadership convention attendance by 1. Then the silver medals for increasing by 5 went to Pasco, Duval, Seminole, Indian River, as well as Miami-Dade. And then the gold medals went to Hillsborough and Pinellas for increasing their registrations by 10. I believe that we're on track to see some new folks here coming from some new counties to be receiving these medals. And so I hope that we have some new faces to present the bronze, gold, and silver medals to. So competition is on. Now, we will be transitioning to a new convention app this year, Visibo. And the Visibo app is going to be somewhat different from those of you who have attended Leadership Convention before. It's going to be a lot more intuitive, and there will be a lot more features that are available within it. And so as Polly had mentioned, the convention game will be in there. And this is going to be a little different than what it was last year. I think it's going to be a little bit more interactive. When the information goes out to you for access to Visibo, you'll be able to go ahead and go in and create your attendee profile. You'll be able to network and build connections. So you'll be able to connect with people who've already set up their profiles in the Visibo app. There'll also be the opportunities for push notifications and real-time announcements coming from those of us on the Leadership Convention side. So as things happen or things change, you'll receive push notifications or pop-up notifications on your phone. You'll also be able to explore the speakers. So for the speakers that we initially presented, you'll be able to go in and look at their bio, find out a little bit more about them, and also be able to connect with them, via chat or via email through the Visibo app. And it's the same for our sponsors and our exhibitors. You'll have the opportunity to have live interaction, with them, which is different than what we were able to do last year. Also, there's the opportunity for session chats. There's the opportunity for live polls. There's the opportunity for the convention games. And Carolyn, did you want to speak more about the voting at this time?
Can't hear me if I'm on mute, can you? So we will be voting using our application this year. We have elections for all of our officers, as Lawrence shared earlier. We anticipate offering you very generous voting hours. And we also want you to do just what was suggested before, stay in your app, because if there are any things that pop up concerning the election, that's where you will be notified. Thank you, Lawrence.
Thank you, Carolyn. Thank you. And as Carolyn said, everything literally will be right in your mobile app. And you can also access it through the application or via a website if you have a tablet or something like that. Now, for the special events, and these are the 3 that we typically have every year. And hopefully the speakers for these events are available here today to talk about it. But the awards and recognition celebration basically recognizes all of the great work that you as PTA leaders do within your communities. The Diversity, Equity, Inclusion, and Justice event basically is awarding those who have done great work in this area, basically embodying the principles and values of PTA. And then we have our Florida PTA Scholarship event, which is where we raise money for scholarships to help our kids, go to college as well as college and career. So we'll start with the awards and recognition celebration. I'm not sure if there's a representative available to discuss. I don't see anyone. So pretty much the award celebration is going to be on Friday, July 19th from 12 to 1:30. It is during the middle part of the day. There'll be no other activities going on during that time. So if you're attending, you don't have to worry about missing anything. We want you to embrace and soak in and absorb all the wonderful things that are happening, as well as the great work that is being recognized for these PTAs who have done some awesome work this year. Tickets are available to purchase with registration prior to convention. If you purchase let's say if you've registered and you want to go back and purchase tickets, that option is available for you. If you need assistance with that, please contact Susan Kasarik at the office at communications@floridapta.org. And Eddie King will be the guest speaker also for our awards recognition celebration. Karen, if you're available, would you like to speak to the DEIJ event? All right. So our diversity, equity, inclusion, and justice event is the opportunity to celebrate the great work that our PTAs are doing in this area. Now, tickets for this event also cost $44, and it is held on Saturday, July 20th, 2024, from 12 p.m. to 1:30 p.m. Jude, would you like to talk about PTA's Got Talent and the scholarship baskets?
Thank you, Lawrence. Welcome, everyone. We are excited to have you all join us for our leadership convention for what I consider to be the premier event within Florida PTA's convention, because it is all about supporting our students. We have our annual PTA's Got Talent, where you will be able to perform or enlist someone to perform at a nominal cost. And if folks enjoy the performance, they can pay. And if they don't, they can also pay. All the proceeds will be benefiting our Florida PTA Scholarship Fund. And we also will be having our scholarship basket. We are charging every county council and board member to bring baskets into PTA so that we can raffle off to the individuals whose name will be pulled out. So we encourage you all to attend, bring some loose change and dollars, and get ready to have some fun. And we also will have ribbons. Ribbons will be available for sale, all of which will be supporting our Florida PTA's Got Talent scholarship. And lastly, based on the flyer that's on your screen, the theme for PTA's Got Talent this year is Caribbean Carnival. So we are looking forward to see who comes dressed to impress. Each of our counties will be representing a Caribbean nation at the event, but we will be having a special competition at Got Talent to see who came dressed to impress with our Caribbean Carnival theme. So if you have any questions, feel free to let us know, but please purchase a ticket to PTA's Got Talent. 100% of our proceeds go towards our scholarship. And this year we are giving out 10 because of last year's success. So we're trying to add on more for next year. Thank you, Lawrence.
All right, thank you. Now, if you're like me, you got to eat throughout the day. And so the Internet Cafe will be available again this year. We heard feedback from last year that you received that gave to us with our surveys. And so we're expanding a lot of the options. So there'll be a lot more hot food options as well as cold food options. And as you can see in the menu, there's a variety of different choices, something for everybody. So throughout the day at the Internet Cafe, there's also space for you to sit, and gather, have conversations, and just do whatever it is that you normally do when you're taking a break. But the Internet Cafe will be open and it will be available, for your use. Now, we always like to say, although we work hard at PTA, we also like to have fun. Self-care is important. And being at the Omni, there's a wealth of opportunities for you just to relax, and get away, from the daily hustle and bustle. And so if you haven't done so already, go to the Omni Champions Gate website and just check out a lot of the different options that are there. Lodging is open. We'll be sharing the link a little later in this presentation so that you can go ahead and start booking your rooms. Now, again, there's a lot of activities at the Omni, as well as activities in the Orlando area. And I believe one of the new features at the Omni this year is Eagles Edge, where you can work on your golf swing and have fun with friends. And I think it's similar to Top Golf based on the descriptions and some of the photos, that we've received. So again, we're not all work. We're also like to have fun and, take care of ourselves. Now, you may be asking, is Leadership Convention for me? And the answer to that is yes, it is for everybody. And so typically what we see is most PTAs will plan for 2 to 4 members to attend. And those members that attend will bring that information back to their local units, back to the board, and share the information, that they received. And some suggestions, coming from us, and again, these are just suggestions. At least your PTA president or your president and treasurer should be going, because there's a lot of leadership, a lot of president classes and a lot of treasurer classes that center around those specific areas. Or if you want to send your president, your treasurer, and your secretary. The next option is to send your president, secretary, treasurer, as well as a student member. As you know, our middle schools and our high schools are very important in the work that we do. And our student members are our future leaders. So it's always good to get them involved early so that when it's their turn, they can represent us well. President, treasurer, secretary, student member, and another board member, or, president, treasurer, secretary, student member, and another board member and another interested member. So as we're saying, it is for everybody. Also, I would always advocate for you to invite your teachers as well as your school administration staff to come and attend leadership convention, or your school board members, or even your superintendent. So we've had a variety of different folks coming from a variety of different spaces to attend leadership convention, and we learn from each other. So registration is live now, and the early bird registration is through June 1st. And remember, through June 1st is when you confirm your voting delegate status. And Jean, for the folks that are new to PTA, starting their leadership journey this term, can you tell us a little bit more about the voting delegate status?
Yes, each local unit gets voting delegates based on their membership. And if you have a question on yours, there is a list on the Florida PTA website, or you can email us info@floridapta.org, and we can help you find the number of the voting delegates that you have for your PTA. You can send as many as you want, but some will be attendees and others will have voting delegate status.
All right, thank you, Jean. And so early bird registration ends June 1st, which is also the date for submitting your voting delegates. But normal registration ends on July 1st. If you haven't been checking your emails, I'm going to say start checking your emails, because there's going to be a lot of updates that will come forward, as we go through this process of getting ready to have an awesome leadership convention. Now, as far as registration rates, for those of you that have not registered yet, the registration rate before June 1st, which is the early bird, is $130. The regular registration rate on or before July 1st is $170. If you're a non-member for PTA, it is $250. And if anyone on the call is a non-member for PTA, we've got a join a PTA button on the Florida PTA website. I'm sure if you can go and join a PTA, you'll see the savings for attending our leadership convention. We also have an early bird student advocate rate of $25 and a student advocate rate of $45. Now, we realize that as a child advocacy organization, we also have to represent our students. Everything that we do is family friendly, including the PTA's Got Talent event. And so we added 2 new categories, because if you're like me, you probably got a 10-year-old that was wandering around with you from place to place, but sometimes they want to do their own thing and be able to participate and have a badge and everything else, just like the adults. And so our youth advocate registration is $10, and those are for kids or children that are 5 to 10 years old. We also have a budding advocate registration, which is complimentary for students that are up to 5 years old. And another new item this year is a day pass. For some of us, we can't get away from work for the entire duration of a leadership convention. Things come up, but you can come in for one person for one day for $100, and it's offered to our members on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday only. So you have to choose one of those days when you are submitting and deciding to go with the day pass option for a leadership convention. And if you have any questions about those different levels, please reach out to Tony Nielsen at leadership.convention@floridapta.org, or myself, vp.leadership@floridapta.org. Now, I will always tell you that on-site participation is the best way to truly experience the full convention experience. Rooms are filling up fast. We did sell out of rooms last year. And so if you haven't made a decision to register, but you know you're going to, book your room first to make sure that you've got it locked down and you've got a place to stay. There are other options that are available outside of the Omni, but we can't speak to those. The closest place would be probably, I think, 5 miles or so away. We have no guaranteed rates with other hotels. We have no guaranteed rates with any Airbnbs or the other options that are available. So we strongly suggest that you book your room at the Omni at the group standard rate of $173, and there's a discounted $9 resort service charge. As a PTA, you are not exempt from the additional taxes that are typically, charged. And so for tax exemptions, you have to use a credit card. You've got to complete the tax exemption form, and it has to be under the same business name as your PTA. And provided if you decide to do check, the check also has to be in that same name. Use of a personal credit card will result in taxes being paid. Now, when you reserve with the credit card, there is going to be $100 incidental hold per reservation, and that's required by the Omni, and it must be paid by credit card. And all group guests receive a complimentary self-parking. So parking is typically $20. I believe it went up to $40 a day. So as an attendee for Leadership Convention, you will not pay that parking fee. If you have any questions once you've completed your reservation, we do ask that you please give Omni a call, with questions or changes to your existing lodging reservations. Calling us, we don't have access to the Omni system, so there's not much that we will be able to do to provide support and assistance, even though we would love to. However, you've got to call Omni to get the support and assistance that you need. Now, at this time, that concludes all the information that we wanted to share with you. So just wanted to open it up for any questions. And I can't see hands since I am sharing, so I'll need help. Or if you just want to come live on the mic.
Lawrence, the question that came from Melanie Williams at 1:27 p.m. was, how does county councils get the stats as to our attendance numbers from last year?
All right, thank you for that, Maxine. If you're a county council member, please reach out to Bert Miller, and he'll be able to provide you with that information from 2023, as well as the current status for 2024.
Thank you. And then it's another one in the chat also from Kimberly McCrumber at 12:17. Are there any sessions you do not or would prefer not to have youngsters? Mine will be, hers is in first grade. So basically, I guess the question is there any classes that they should stay away from?
I will say at this point, since we try to be family friendly with a lot of different topics, there's none that I can think of right now, but it's always up to her, as a parent to decide what is appropriate and what is not. And so within the workshop descriptions, it kind of tells you what the workshop is going to be about. So I would say check the description and make the personal decision as to whether the child should attend or not.
That is all the questions currently from the chat box.
All right, well, seeing no other questions, I will turn it over to Madam President to close us out.
I will let the president-elect close us out. I'll just say thank you all again for being here. I look forward to seeing all of you in July. Maxine?
Thank you, Madam President. Thank you again, everyone, for coming on to 12 o'clock and giving up your lunch. Hopefully everyone got a lot of information regarding convention. If you need more, please feel free to email the office or Lawrence, and see everyone in July. Stay safe.
Thank you.
All right, y'all have a good day. All right. And thanks, Katie, for letting us know that your mic's not working.
Mhm. Lawrence,
Great
I was gonna say PTA Got Talent should not be child friendly for first grader. Jude would have got me.
Well, some of our best performances did come from the children.
Indeed, yeah.
True. First grader, that's a
Great presentation. Thank you, Katie and Lawrence, for preparing that for us.
Definitely.
yes, excellent.
Great
Thanks.
job.
So we'll see y'all tonight.
Yes, indeedy.
See you
All
at
right.
7. Thank
Mm.
you.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.